I had a map party in Final Fantasy. There's treasure maps, and you usually get one a week. You get 8 people who have all stockpiled them for weeks, and you just run them all at once. It's a lot of money. I made a fucking stealing on all the items. I took them all.
It's similar to Magic the Gathering when they used to do draws every week or on new releases.
Kind of, yeah. We all save our pack for the week. We all pool them, see who gets the best stuff. And it was me. I took it all.
Robbed them all blind.
I really did.
Everyone.
I made $2.8 million, which isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things, but everyone else made out with like $300,000.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to During Business Hours. My name's Christopher.
And I'm Eric.
And this is your show. Today, hot off the press, almost firing somebody. What does it take for you to fire somebody?
Today. Last time done.
I was just talking to the kid. And I was like, so we have a new admin kid. For some reason, things don't line up with what he does. I'll roll back. He was the replacement to previous admin that was not a fit for the role.
Just not doing anything.
Yeah. Does more than that person. I will definitely give that. But for some reason, keeps making poor choices that cost the store minute amounts of money, but it adds up. And today, well, technically yesterday was the drawing line. I gave him a chance. And I was like, okay, just don't fuck up like this. Well, as we're going through everything, we're finding quite a few little mistakes from previously that are hitting. And then it comes to light that he takes similar medications as for his heart medications, blood pressures, and now everything in my mind is falling into place. It's one of those things where all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit. As soon as he mentioned that, I'm like, he does the same things my was doing, or I'd forget or get caught up in the middle of a task. I want to know what the fuck is in blood pressure medication. You know what I mean?
What's the opposite of memory enhancers?
Oh, you'd have to ask Gandalf that.
Gandalf? Mm-hmm. Gandalf remembers everything, so he knows what's not in there.
And he loses memory in the second movie.
I think he pretended to. If you were 3,000 years old, I would fuck with mortals so bad.
That's assumed age, sir. Don't
He's 3,147 years old. I'll give you the don't assume the Gandalf's gender thing, but how old is Gandalf? Pull it up.
I'm dying to know.
Gandalf is old as fuck. Way older than I thought. Way older. Gandalf is 24,000 years old, according to himself.
He had various dates, key events, and
he only had his
show that Gandalf has actually only walked in physical form for just over 2,000 years. You're still wrong.
You're still wrong. We're both wrong. Everybody's wrong.
You said 3,147 like you knew. You knew to a T, sir.
Bluffing.
I'm like, hold on, wait. 7 is one of those lying words where they say like, you land on this
7's my go-to number for everything. Everyone asks something and I'm like 7.
Yeah. So the memory thing is a big issue, but following through with the wrong information, it's almost like he's told not to do something. He'll follow through on the thing he's told not to do. You know, like, hey, don't touch that. Yet he touches.
He remembers, don't do the thing. Don't do the thing. Don't do the thing. Don't do the thing. Do the thing.
Would do that when he would, don't go to Ace Hardware. Don't spend any more money. Don't do this. 5 trips to Ace Hardware later.
Hit the Dollar Tree. If it's not there, screw it. Don't go to Ace. You're going to spend way too much money. You're going to waste too much time.
I would misunderstand that typically as like he just really wanted to persevere on a task. Little did I know. You know, it's unfortunate, but he hyper focuses on things, and that's not trash talking or any of that. I'm just saying he hyper focuses on shit similar to the kid. The kid hyper focuses on things. So I gave him some slack. Today, it seemed like every problem he had created had finally caught up with him. And then I was just on the verge of snapping and sending him home for good.
I mean, you take a walk away, go away, go sit in the office for a minute, take a break.
It's just, I'm not really an angry person. But damn, does that kid get me riled up?
You get stressed.
Stressed, yeah. I heard somebody say the other day that they had vomited from stress the first time in their life because they got sued by a YouTuber. One YouTuber got sued by another YouTuber. A Tozy. You ever heard of him?
We've watched the name's familiar.
He's the guy who exposes all the Ace Family people, all that shit. Well, so 10 days ago, he posted, I'll put this up for you guys. So this is a YouTuber who explains Bitcoin scams, kid scams. There's a bunch of people like you'll see it on screen. This guy talks about every type of scam or scummy person. I'll just play one of his shorts. This will be a little easier.
So did the state fair fall down?
It's basically.
So that just happened. Is everyone okay?
This is the Ace Family booth.
Did it land on anyone?
They just toppled.
Yeah, so basically this was an event in LA or something, some big family channel, the Ace Family. If you haven't heard of them on YouTube, this will be on YouTube. But had done like a giveaway at one point, scam fans. They did a bunch of shit, scam fans. They did the Fight Jake Paul thing, scam fans, fake tickets, fake followers, whatever. They got caught on like all their shit, and somehow they're still selling tickets to an event or their Ace Family festival. And it turned out it was like Firefest. They just rented a booth inside of somebody else's carnival and sold tickets to their booth, which also got them $500 tickets to a carnival that was $40.
And it was just like a Cal Expo state fair kind of whatever. They just piggybacked.
But yeah, so he calls people out like that. Well, he called out some guy for shilling some fake coin called Pamp Coin. The guy threatened to sue him since last summer. Well, he sued him for the $30,000, $40,000 10 days ago. And of course, the entire internet rallied behind him. He got nearly $200,000 in donations in like 4 days while his son was being born. Him in the hospital. Like, they really came to his aid. Mm-hmm. Really good to see. I'm not really a fan of Atozy. He does some shit that's kind of like, you're just kind of kicking the nest on certain things.
Stirring things up.
But holy crap, a bunch of the crypto YouTubers and people that hate the guy really gave like 100,000, 50,000, 25,000. Damn. Well, as soon as all those people went after him, there was the guy who's suing him was like, oh shit, he just got a lot of money to fight me with now, all for fighting me. 200,000 goes a long way in a lawsuit.
You retain a good lawyer for a good amount of time.
He was like, I'm going to retract the suit. I'm sorry. He apologized to the people who donated. He did it
because he knew he could kind of kick him while he's down. Beat up on a guy who can't defend himself.
Oh no, he was trying to get him to do that. Mm-hmm. But of course he lost, which was crazy. So he's like, this wasn't about doing X, Y, and Z to somebody. This wasn't about blah, blah, blah. He didn't really give a shit. He was just trying to kick the guy when he's down.
Yeah.
Especially doing it right when his wife was in labor. Mm-hmm. Better than me. I would have absolutely followed through on a countersuit, legal, all of it. I'd still sue him if I was Atozy, but that's me. So I had seen that. He had mentioned it, and I was like, oh, shit. This is an interesting one. But yeah, so all that shit happened. It's been a hectic day. And then tomorrow, I'm going to go to the new, SAC Foodies. It's like a weekend festival for food people, like food trucks, stuff like that at Cal Expo. I'm going to take the kids. I'll take the family. That's why I'll leave tomorrow at like 2 and do that. Going to try and have a relaxing weekend before the hell of next week.
Before everything.
The whole world is changing. So much shit is coming. Like, China's starting to shut down again. You got Pakistan getting relief. I think Joe Biden made a speech. Didn't Joe Biden make a speech?
Yeah, he had his
Did you?
I didn't get to finish reading his speech earlier about the sickness in America.
He said something, in quotes, I seen that Joe Biden...
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans are a threat to the country.
That Joe Biden ended up saying that everyone who voted for Donald Trump was a criminal in some way or another.
Only the MAGA Republicans.
Dave Portnoy demolishes Biden's speech and video rant. He looked like Hitler. Oh, this is good. They're not gonna copyright claim this, are they? Let's see if Fox News copyright claims this. I'm hoping they don't, but you never know.
But all these images come out, and my God, the man looks like Nazi Germany with a dash of Cold War Soviet Union with a dash of Dwight Schrute.
No revolution is worth anything unless it can defend itself.
With a dash of Hunger Games, just like the biggest dictator looking set ever.
MAGA Republican speech. Effing Hitler. I saw the pictures. It definitely makes him look like Hitler. Oh, Biden got heckled during the speech.
But let it go. America's often made the greatest progress coming out of some of our darkest moments, like your hearings in that bullhorn. They're entitled to be outrageous. This is a democracy. Good manners is nothing they've ever suffered from.
Good manners is nothing they've ever suffered from.
He says they don't got manners.
I understand.
Yeah.
It's a very backwards way to say somebody doesn't have manners, though. So 23 hours ago, this is 23 minutes. Look at this. Look at this. If you put up flags, different flags, tell me the imagery. Somebody at the White House.
I don't know why they did so much red. Red's always an aggressive color, you know?
Hyper red and black. Look at this. Those teleprompters, too, are crazy. He kisses his wife like he kisses, nope, not going there.
My fellow Americans.
Look at this.
Please, if you have a seat, take it. I speak to you tonight from sacred ground in America. Independence Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is where America made its declaration of independence to the world more than 2 centuries ago with an idea.
He's coughing like he's sick.
He's also old.
Yeah, he's coughing a lot for somebody who's supposed to be the healthiest, most sound man. He's checked more than
he
has checked more than a professional athlete.
And he's fucking old as shit. He's had a not a brain tumor.
Has not receded. It's exceeded.
Brain clot.
What?
He had a blood clot in his brain. There's no way he's healthy.
Or did that actually come out?
When he was a senator.
Oh, okay.
It's been news for a while.
I don't know why people haven't actually talked about this. Why was that not a big thing during the election? Why did more people not know about that? I didn't know about that.
It's been news for how many?
Certain
they told him to get out of politics. I always say he had a brain tumor, and I had to relook it up, and he had a blood clot. He had some other condition. They recommended he not do anything that involves heavy thinking, so he just chose to continue politics.
Biden's doctor stops heart meds with COVID treatment. Wow. Blood clot found in Biden's lung, Los Angeles Times.
That's from the 80s. Yeah, he's not a healthy gentleman by any measure. It's the modern
deep vein thrombosis
modern medicine
and a pulmonary embolism. Look at the way he looked a year ago. A year ago. That is November.
Presidency's hard on a person.
Oh, I bet. Look at him now. The hairline has not receded; it's exceeded. Like he's been pumped full of shit.
His hairline's way higher. Come on,
sir.
He's got an extra inch of forehead now.
I could give you that.
He's brushing it forward. That's what people do.
I just
in America,
I'm getting the fucking hairline thing.
Oh yeah, but that's because you got more testosterone.
Written and debated. This is where we set in motion the most extraordinary experiment of self-government the world has ever known.
Yeah, your reign.
With 3 simple words: we the people. We the people. These two documents and the ideas they embody, equality and democracy, are the rock upon which this nation is built. They are how we became the greatest nation on earth. They are why, for more than 2 centuries, America has been a beacon to the world. But as I stand here tonight, equality and democracy are under assault. We do ourselves no favor to pretend otherwise. So tonight, I've come to this place where it all began to speak as plainly as I can to the nation.
I'm stepping down from office.
About the threats we face.
Oh, fuck.
About the power we have in our own hands to meet these threats. And about the incredible future that lies in front of us if only we choose it. We must never forget, we the people are the true heirs of the American experiment.
You know, this is not the first time I've heard him speak about experiment in America.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel like he has scientists or psychologists just constantly thinking how he can mold and shape idiots.
Every president does that.
He is so good at it. I'm telling you, it's not him who there's kingmakers behind all of this.
It's every government, every president ever.
But his are like the show Billions. You ever seen Billions?
Mm-mm.
They have a kingmaker in Paul what is his name? Basically, the main character has his father, who's the kingmaker, and he has another kingmaker from his father. It goes to show the shit that goes behind the scenes. You'll never see House of Cards, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
This presidency is the most farce and fictitious thing I've ever seen.
It's not
him.
Any worse than Trump's presidency. Trump also did jack all for his entire fucking
Well, he did a couple of things.
And Biden's done a couple things. A couple things not fucking enough as a president.
Well, he's done things that are like very bare minimum, and what he has accomplished, Biden, has been more other people's accomplishments, his signature. Signing off
That's politics. The president doesn't really do much. They approve everything, oversee anything, and declare war. They don't really do
what Trump
a
usually
fucking ton
got
of
in
shit.
trouble for. And I'm not saying I supported Trump. I definitely supported some of the actions he tried to take to move people in the right.
That's called supporting Trump.
Okay. I liked certain things he did.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he got it done, he was a junkyard dog. He wanted it, he went and got it. Or he put people in power to
more vacations than any president ever. That's why he tweeted so much. That's why he got banned from Twitter while in office.
Oh, no. That's for separate. Him as a person is just horrible. Absolutely. But when he was there, he made a lot of moves. Moving people around, firing people.
He fired a lot of good people who could have helped shit with other problems that have popped up since then. He canceled a lot of projects. He removed a lot of experts, and he appointed his own personal.
Oh, yeah, we know that.
Useless fucking people to office.
My other problem is that Biden is a puppet. So, like, anything he does is almost like a show. You know what I mean?
The whole fucking two-party system is all just a show. Yeah. It's all for nothing. Everything's already predetermined.
I still don't get the whole fucking aspect of having a president in the first place. It's really just a figurehead that's told to go A, B, C, D, E. And then when they don't listen, or if they're not a great figurehead like Trump, they make friendships with Kim Jong-un and Israel and all that. Jesus. I don't want to watch this whole thing. I just want to get to the fucking clips of him doing crazy shit. One of the most powerful. Sky News Australia says that Trump released one of the most powerful election ads ever seen. I want to see this.
But back to the story we covered last night. The spokesman didn't even...
Is this administration weaponizing the Justice Department and the FBI against political opponents?
Peter, the president believes in the rule of law.
The answer, I thought, would have been pretty simple if you got clean hands. Just say no, because we're not. Anyway, I want to show you something before I bring in
highest inflation
to knock him out.
We are a nation that has the highest inflation in over 40 years. Where the stock market just finished the worst first half of a year in more than 5 decades. We are a nation that has the highest energy cost in its history, and we are no longer energy independent or energy dominant, which we were just 2 short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and Saudi Arabia for oil. We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving behind dead soldiers, American citizens, and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment in the world. We are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate a country, Ukraine, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. We're a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing political party like never before. We've never seen anything like this. We're a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is about all you get. We are a nation where free speech is no longer allowed, where crime is rampant like never before, where the economy has been collapsing, where more people died of COVID in 2021 than in 2020. But soon we will have greatness again. It was hard-working patriots like you who built this country, and it is hard-working patriots like you who are going to save our country. There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. Because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone. And it is time to start talking about greatness for our country.
Separation of church and state.
Yeah.
Too much God.
I get that's a powerful message if you didn't know Trump. Like he's saying, oh, there's more COVID cases in 21 than there were 20. True, but great. You still fucking dropped the ball and caused that ball to roll. Like, I agree with that. His stupidity led to more infections.
All the problems of a current president are typically ramifications from things from 1, 2, 3 previous presidents.
Yeah, it's shit rolls downhill, right?
Yeah.
So it's the individual actions of the president that get blamed on the president. You know what I mean? So like the student debt thing, right? I don't believe that that's enough. If they were going to forgive student debt, forgive it all. Give a clean slate like that. Cool, everyone else who paid for it, me included, we're fucked. Everyone's bitching about the student debt left and right. It's
for a better future.
Yeah,
it sucks to have paid it all.
Now.
It's to help everyone who's crushed.
It doesn't matter when they did it. Somebody's going to get fucked. Somebody's going to be out of luck. Great. Thank you. Move on. We'll forget about it in a year. It's the adding the 87,000 IRS workers that aren't needed. We already paid.
They're still not going to do our taxes for us, which they could totally do. They have all the information. They know everything.
Every other country does that. They send you a card and says, here's what you owe.
Here's your money, or here's what you owe us, the end.
That's it. You collect it. You can't sort it. I mean, you sort it, but then you can't collect it.
And they make us guess at it instead of telling us what it is. And then if you want to self-audit, do it. Cool.
So what the fuck is the point? Because you're always wrong. It doesn't matter because it's so fictitious in certain ways. There's so many loopholes for you to either make more or
you miscategorize this and now there's a penalty.
Exactly. But that's the thing. And then if you do get audited, you have to pay the time, the labor, all that.
You have to pay them to audit you.
Exactly. Which is fucking ridiculous. There's nothing more obscene than hiring double a workforce. And now we have to pay to train them. We have a budget for these new workers, but it's severely under the right amount. You take 10,000 workers, you'll meet that budget. 10,000 workers at full time. Mm-hmm. So you're saying you're going to have 8 times that at what, an eighth of the time? Like working 2 days a week? There's only so much you can blame on previous presidents. And then you have to start taking responsibility for the choices you're making during that term. Biden has made the choice to move to foreign power and foreign oil, foreign electricity, trying to barter, give and take, Venezuela, Iran, all these little things that are Saudi Arabia. I don't understand why we have to do that. It's like he's trying to keep the grass greener over here, but in turn, upping the cost of living for most people or killing the cost of living for certain people who are relying on that for power. I had a buddy who was working in the energy field, oil field to be precise, and they shut down his sector. He went from making $200,000 a year to nothing, and not even being able to claim that because he was a private contractor. So in his state, he didn't have the option to get paid. That's nuts. No warning, no nothing. Oh yeah, we're shutting down this program. Gone. That's crazy. And now every time there's a humanitarian crisis or a crisis away from home, the government just wants to pay for it. And we don't have, like, sure, we've got a lot better than most third world countries, but we are not the best. You know?
America hasn't been the best in years.
So why are we being treated like we have an abundance? Like, why are we being treated like we have an abundance to give?
It's the false narrative of America being the number one thing. You want to look like a baller? You pay for all your friends' shit. Everybody's got that friend who wants to look impressive. They rent cars. They buy dinners. They get you things. Oh, your thing sucks? Let me buy you a phone.
But yeah,
No, it's the big dick swinging. You got to look big. You give money to people who need it, even if you don't have enough for yourself.
It's such a huge amount for such a small thing when they could just do shit in-house, IRS worker-wise. The power, yes, true. We are energy independent to a degree. But you could have done that if the government partnered with Elon Musk. We could have had 2 gigafactories producing power. And to his word and his science, he says he could have powered everybody 8 hours a day, 7 days a week with 2 factories.
Elon Musk is a lot of talk, though.
I know, but he would have made it work.
The whole solve the homeless thing. They give him a plan, and he said it's not good enough. I'm not paying for it.
We already talked about this.
He could take
didn't get a plan. They gave him here's how we would spend your money. But there was no breakdown, cost analysis, anything. They didn't even say we're going to take $1 billion here.
It was a categorization of other plans on what they would use the money for. That's a fucking plan.
We went through this. No, it wasn't even a categorization.
It's a plan.
It was a fucking Google Doc of like, here's 6 points that we need to do with $7 billion, but didn't break down. He wanted somebody to actually do the investigation. Hey, tell me where you're going to put $1 billion of this.
He's got a better plan. Him solve it.
No,
we'll give him a Nobel Peace Prize.
I'm not going to give, $2 trillion of my money, or was it $2 billion for nobody? What I'll do myself, and what he did do, was made donations instead to the sum of $7 billion. That's much better. He still made the donations, still gave the money away. It's just not going to a corrupt place that could not give him one justifiable, like, here's how we can solve world hunger, because it's too grand an issue. You can't just say, hey, here's a bunch of food. You'll go through the food. Zombie apocalypse mentality. 7 days, all the rations you need for 10 people. Somehow, always, they run short, no matter what. Smartest people in the world, 10 people, 10 days, all the rations. They always run short. Because hunger, food, you can't just say people are going to get X, Y, and Z and nothing's going to happen. Shit goes bad, food goes bad.
Hungry people do crazy things.
People fight over water, spill shit, drop shit. You're hungry, need a snack, great, whatever. But I'm just saying, there's too many places that just I think they need to start, if you're ever going to attack hunger and food, you start by supplying clean water everywhere.
Let people farm on their own property. It's another thing too with the grocery industry and stuff. California, you can't farm on your own land.
I understand.
Your backyard, nothing, not allowed.
Well, people do it anyway. We all know that.
Not allowed. Legal. Burn it all.
There's fucking people that run their own vegetables and shit in their yard.
People can come by and kick all that shit on the ground and say, we told you to stop and find them.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is they need to start by providing clean water to places. Because even Pakistan right now is out of clean water.
Where's Flint, Michigan? Do they have water yet? Last I heard a couple months ago, nope.
Still not clean?
Still shitty pipes, no water. Can't drink it. Just to further start it, and is still outgoing.
It is safe even if the skin has minor cuts or scrapes. Never drink bath water and do not allow babies or children to drink bath water. Rashes have causes. Is water in Flint safe now? Oh, sorry. is Flint Clean Water 2022. The Flint agreed to complying, identifying, and replacing the remaining residential lead pipes at no cost to residents.
They're going to be starting it now. They're going to be starting to fix it now. 2014. It's 2022 now. Is that the year? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 8 years. Americans don't have drinking water.
That's fucking crazy. That is crazy. Lead.
So just even more. Get clean water to everyone, everywhere. Fucking everywhere. Fix it.
Yeah.
If everybody had clean water, you wouldn't have these fucking diseases. People could do shit with it. You can't drink the water. You can't water plants with the water. You can't put it on your skin.
Oh, God. Well, now they're saying, that doesn't matter. My point is the world fucking sucks. It sucks. There's no changing it in one way or another. You can't change a sliver when you need to cut the entire base out. You know what I mean?
You can't put a Band-Aid on a splinter.
A gash, yeah.
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 Or even, you can't bandage a stomach wound. You have to address it properly. You can compress it. You can stop it. That's good for now.
It takes
You're
time.
You're going to die in a week, a month.
Somebody needs to be in office for 20 years. 20 years.
That's still...
That if one person could fix it, they would need 20,
we're doing that.
20 years.
Start doing cabinets.
And to stay entirely focused on a 10 commandments. Here's what I'm going to do and stick to my plan. Because people grow. You're in there 4 years. Your opinions change about certain things. We've been doing this podcast for 8 months. My opinions changed on quite a few things. I'd say yours is leaned in certain areas, right? In 8, 9 months to 11 months. However fucking long. My point is things change. So if a president can change from, you promised us a year ago that this was going to be the case for X, Y, and Z, and you're just now following through on A, and we expected you to be on C, D, or E now, and F, U, G. So that's where I'm at. I just think they need more time, especially but they need to be young and hungry for the position. Billionaires, career politicians that are embedded with the drama and the House of Cards mentality of robbing Peter to pay Paul and trading favors and shit should not be in politics. Or
we should have an age cap on it.
Oh yeah, 60 years.
35 to 60. You get relatively young people all the way up to
I don't know anybody
retire.
Over 60 that is perfectly healthy, doesn't have some type of issue. They got problems
or they got some bias.
Yeah, I know a lot of alcoholics that are alive after 60, which is crazy. Got Daryl, if you're watching this, I'm just letting you know, whiskey, man.
It's keeping you alive.
It's keeping you alive. But damn, that's a lot of whiskey to have in your house.
Much whiskey.
It's so much. It's a crazy lifestyle. But the fucking guy, I think he's probably 60, but he's an Asian gentleman, so you can never judge his age.
One day he'll just look 90.
Dude, he looks old, but he's Asian old, so he looks kind of young. The problem being, and we're going to change gears here a minute. It's a problem we're having at the store. So this being our main headquarters store, next door, I have my car parked out front quite often. And we already talked about, if you haven't heard, I got custom license plates, black in California on a white car. It looks snow white.
Black and classic California plates.
It's nice. And I never have problems with people. I don't drive fast. I'm never over the speed limit, and I don't peel out, burn out. I've had a flat tire for 3 weeks. It's at 35 and it's supposed to be 45. Gives me a little warning. So I drive under the speed limit because A, battery life. 2, let me give you some context. Over the last 4 days, I've not charged my car. So it was at 16 miles for 3 days because the charger at my house, I burned the socket out, leaving it plugged in too long. Sorry, bad me, Okay. So this guy, John, owns the Acceptance Insurance. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to call him John because his name is John, just in case anyone knows John from Acceptance. Used to be a good customer. Guy would come in, get shit done, support local, etc. We used to rent out the spa when we were trying to find a renter for the spa next door because my landlord had given me keys to all the properties, said, do what you want, give me half of the rent you get, so on and so forth. I ran that. Mm-hmm. All right, I got time. I'll try and renovate, do my thing. So the spa being 5,000 square feet, we ran, there was a marijuana co-op that ran $1,000 a night. Good. You do your little parties. You're renting it as an event space, permitted, licensed, everything. Well, they had too many guests. So then they had to get private security to run the parking lot. He didn't like that. John from Acceptance. And as you remember, kept coming over, blaming us. I'm like, I just rent it. That's it. I got a contract for so many nights. After that, you're good. As long as they're not damaging anything, they're just taking his parking spots at 7 p.m. He's
already closed.
He's closed at 6, but apparently he is there till 8 certain nights. Well, John, go fuck yourself. If it's not impeding business, I can't do anything about it. And that's the agreement I have.
Especially if he's doing like paperwork after hours, you don't need spots.
And they're not even blocking him in or anything. He's finding it inconvenient to leave because then they have to escort his car, point him, hey, yeah, you leave now. He's not free to go. Like, you can't just peel out. Well, for safety, there's over 500 cars. Yeah, it's fucking Cal Expo out there. Well, so we stopped doing it because he complained to the landlord, complained to the cops. Cops came out, checked everything. Landlord's like, hey, too much heat. He's really
like, they're good, but I don't want to deal with this.
He kept calling, saying somebody's damaging my property. Somebody's leaving trash. They cleaned up every night. They made sure nobody was damaging
After the
anything.
first day, they had those 6 huge dudes with their security shirts and their little dustpans, keeping everything clean. They were doing good out there.
It was good money. That was $7,000 a week.
There's people they were just throwing out. I watched them.
They offered to pay him because he was making a stink. They offered to pay him cash to just, hey, go home at 6, go home at 7, whenever before we start. We'll pay for your parking.
Any lost hours, any parking, whatever.
Like, well, they will pay you. They make so much money they didn't care. They're like, hey, $400 or $500 a night, cool. It's like, no, I don't want your money. Okay, it's principle of the matter then, cool. We'll get you a bunch of business. We'll advertise you at our co-op. Okay, you want business, whatever? Nope, doesn't want that either.
The official car insurance guy.
Some people want to be difficult, and they thrive on being difficult. So back to my car. My beautiful white Tesla, this man drives some like fancy sports car that's wrapped in purple and looks like a D-bag. This man has also broken the law numerous times with the signs he puts out and his wacky waving inflatable tube guys.
He reserves parking with them, which is illegal. You can't block anything in California.
And also he's got them out in the driveway for the cars to go by. He has them as impeding traffic. So I think I came around that corner at like 15 miles an hour out from the traffic inward. And I always kind of like swerve inward when there's cars coming at like 60 behind me. So I'll like cut in, but it's never in his. You gotta get out the road
because they're going to rear end you.
It's never in his driveway. I always either just kind of jump across Sutter or jump across Fair Oaks. And it's been like 4 days since I've even driven there. So I had to go look at my security and make sure, okay, I'm not like driving my car or doing anything crazy. The last time was 4 days ago that the GeoMap says I went through there. 5 days. And so we go through there. I go over to the bank. That's when I cash the check for the insurance. And if you haven't heard, the insurance finally caved. Fuck you. We love you. Cash is in the bank. So, hey, everything's funded now. Weight's off the shoulder. But so that's done with. We don't have to deal with the adjusters anymore. We are going to send in our depreciating assets because they owe us another 20% across the board, even at like $30,000. 20% is what? 10% is $3,000. So 20 is another $6,000, and just 10%, 20%. Yeah. 20% is another $6,000. Great. So we'll send that in, deal with that. If they take another year, great. We'll just put in more interest for those of you on the business side. But this man and his insurance sent a letter tucked into, before we open, he opens when we open. So before we open, this letter was tucked in.
It was in an envelope tucked into the door frame.
Go ahead and read the letter,
Eric. Attention owner of Love to Fix. Spelled wrong because that's your license plate.
He identified me as a license plate. He knows my name, has my phone number.
He knows you. He knows it's your car. He can text you, whatever. Please stop. This whole letter is in all caps, but please stop is underlined and bolded. Please stop speeding through the Acceptance Insurance parking lot. Exclamation point. Break. Thanks. Also bolded. Exclamation point.
This is so petty and stupid that he couldn't just call or text like he has in the past. Hey, what's up? you came through kind of hot or whatever. I didn't come through hot. I come through at 10 miles an hour. It was like 12 miles an hour, but less than 15.
If you hit that corner at anything over 15, you're going out in the street.
Yeah, because it's a blind corner.
It's a blind corner. You're going to have to swerve to avoid someone, or it's too sharp of an angle over there.
It's ridiculous that he thought that I was speeding. The other problem is most of his customers are lower income customers with very weird cars. You know, it's not like high-end Maseratis, stuff like that, but they counter park or block the speedway, the little roadway there. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's why he like puts up his little cones, his wacky waving inflatable things.
He blocks one spot so that people can make 2 spots out of 3.
Yeah. So they always park weirdly. But he's had more customers do burnouts in front of his insurance firm.
They got insurance. They're happy. They're peeling out of there.
It's not even that. They're angry because angry customers, insurance didn't go through, or the underwriting was bad, or, you know, he sold them something they shouldn't have had. I've heard all kinds of claims from there. Especially when he tried to do my insurance back in 2017. I thought about changing from Farmers as a broker because we were having the broker fee issue, and he ran us some numbers. It was crazy. He is the business partner of Charles Stamey originally. That's how I know him. Charles Stamey is also another crackpot. Just always got something broken. He's absolutely batshit crazy. And he's been a person that's been around for a long time. We've employed his kids, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's funny enough, but boy, the problem being he could have come to me. He could have at any point called me, said, hey, you came through kind of fast this one time. I'd appreciate you to slow down. I've always slowed down. It's like slowed down the car before hitting that corner. Always. So if you're telling me I came too close, or maybe it's because I came too close to his car, or maybe I didn't send a customer there. And, you know, I could have definitely told the banker not to go there when they asked for insurance a couple of weeks ago. It's not where I would recommend. Also, we had a package that one of his employees stole. 4 months ago? One of these cameras, actually. One of these Sony A7s. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, his employee stole the package, called the cops. Cops took the report. We told him about it, and he's like, nope, didn't happen.
We had to talk to FedEx to get the confirmation of delivery because it was marked as handed to front desk. We checked the cameras. Nobody came into the store, and that's when we had to get FedEx on the phone to confirm the address it was sent to. And they were like, it was sent to the address on the... Oh, it was scanned it, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, blah, blah, blah. That's right up the street. That's like right up the street. That's right in the lot.
It's in our parking lot. They are probably 150 feet ahead of us because we have a larger parking lot to the left. So we're further back than them, but they're the same lot.
Yeah.
Sure as shit. I go over, I call him. I'm like, hey, one of your employees has a $700 camera. I'd really appreciate it back. No harm, no foul. If they opened it, took it home, whatever, just get it back to me.
And bring it back. Who cares?
Bring it back. Cool. Shit happens.
You tried. Respect the hate the game, respect the player.
I appreciate it, but I just like the property back. Cops wouldn't do anything. It's a civil matter, stolen mail. Yeah. Even a federal offense, because it's a privatized. It wasn't
from USPS, it was from FedEx.
It's a privatized carrier, so it's a civil matter, even though it's technically stolen mail. So I could sue the employee, or I could file it on the insurance for the package because FedEx knows they delivered to the wrong address. I filed it on the insurance. FedEx only gave me, I think, 60, 70%. But still, I've had no issue with him personally, except for bad business. So this is very petty. So I decided to play the petty game. And I wrote a letter back in very nice font with no exclamation points.
It's very beautiful writing.
I was like, please, attention, acceptance auto business owner, insurance salesman, in quotes. Please stop having your employees throw cigarette butts at Love to Fix parking lot effective immediately. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye. Signed it, sealed, put it into attention insurance artist or whatever I put there, in quotes. And I thought it was fucking hilarious. Handed it to one of their employees, had the kid hand it to one of their employees. I'm fully expecting a return letter or a bag
tucked into the door for
bag
tomorrow
of dog shit tucked into the door because this guy wants to play petty games. But the thing is, I could be the asshole who like gets in my big truck and then burns out peels rubbers in front of the store, because legally I could do that. As long as it's not endangering shit, not damaging property, I could do whatever I want. The law is on my side there. It's not like I'm barred from entrance to the parking lot that I rent.
Cops would show up. Yeah, he's an asshole, but...
Exactly. Not going that far. You want to play a little love notes? We can play a little love notes.
I'd love a game of telephone.
Stop it. But still, it's one of those things where, unfortunately, if you ever have an issue with me, ever, in any form, whether it be family, friends, associates, business, I am here. I am reachable. I have gatekeepers, sure. People will say, hey, I'm busy with something. If I am busy
I'm just getting your name and your business to take back to them.
Yeah, if you know me by name, call me. Absolutely. It's easy to get a hold of me. Shit, you just want to talk. If you're having some issues, call me. I'm happy to give you time. The one thing I do not like is when people go out of their way to avoid speaking with me to get my attention. Yelp reviews before stating your issue. Petty ass letters tucked into my door. Or even talking through somebody else about an incident that I don't know about. You know, what was it? Matt had an issue with something I had said, spoke to another employee, which then telephoned back to me, which was not as big of an issue as the other employee made it out to seem. Always come to the source, and it can be solved. But this is just, it's going to be a long, arduous game. I got a lot more years ahead. I'll play this out. I'm petty, especially when I want to be. I started a whole fucking empire being petty.
Your 9-year business was started on fuck these guys, don't go here.
Exactly. I picketed a business. If you don't know the history, check out some of the videos below. I started my entire business based on, I was a welder. I loved welding, I love metal. I can transform metal with my hands. That was my thing. I got satisfaction from it. And then somebody fucked with my phone. And, you know, there's times where we'll take a deposit from somebody, something will be wrong, and we don't refund them in full. Yeah, sure, we worked on it. We spent some time on it. This wasn't one of those issues. This was 9 years ago. Somebody charged me half on a repair they couldn't complete. Without warning, without cause, nothing. Just, hey, part we got was bad. Here, take it. I'll keep half. Have a nice day. Well, that was the easiest $175 they'd ever made. I was like, no, I want a full refund. You didn't do anything. You didn't help me. You made it worse. So for $40, I fixed it myself, and here we are today. And I appreciate it. Oh, I know you're watching. You're one of the beautiful subscribers. I see your name. I appreciate you. I think this could be one of those, like, they've been battling for 74 years. Hatfields and McCoys, they're getting at it.
Nobody remembers why.
We don't know who shot first. But if we did, there'd be a postage stamp on it.
Christopher the 19th will be still feuding with
Mr. I'll call him Lee. Mr. Lee and the Loves. 4 states over, I'll still carry this grudge. It is so petty. The fact that he walked up to the door 10 minutes before opening to make sure that this was served in person with, you know, a bow on it is just, why? You could have called or texted. You could have said, hey, yeah.
Hey, anything. Do you know who drives the whatever car? Oh, that's so-and-so. Hey, you want to bring him up?
Game on.
If he came by and yelled at you for it, you'd respect him more than just a dumb little letter.
It's so dumb. Well, that will keep everybody updated. You know, I would say it's a decent end to the week, but anything of this happens or continues, you're going to be the first to know. And if you didn't already, if you haven't hit the share button, there's content that came out today. It's coming your way. Oh, it's free and clear. Just to subscribe. See you all later.
Life can be super happy, life can be super sad. I'm trying super hard to separate the good and bad. I go back to my future just to get to my past. But knowing me, my DeLorean will probably